How's it going?
Good, yourself?
I'm here to bottle my 2 kits of wine. How exciting.
Welcome. Yeah,
Okay.
We'll get your bottles onto the cart then.
Great. I brought them. They're in here.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
So we're at the Fine Vine. This is the first time I'm not doing it myself, technically. Well, kind of, but in a different way. So what do you call it? What do you call it?
Well, there's many different names. Ferment on premise.
Yeah.
Fermenting on a premise. That's kind of like the legal name for it. UBrew, UVin, Vinting Store.
I call it UBrew.
Yeah.
But I more like point to you and say UBrew.
I brew.
Hey Paul, you do it.
I brew for you.
I'm totally okay with that. Yeah. So 30 bottles in each one.
Yeah, 29, 30 bottles in each.
Okay. Blaine, do you mind if I show what you're doing?
Is my hair okay?
Your hair is awesome.
You might need it after. You gotta do your makeup later.
Yeah, you got to get camera ready. So these are the clear bottles for the rosé because you don't want the dark bottles for that. I just want to see. So this is how it goes through the sanitizer. Oh, cool. See, I used to have to do those one at a time.
That's oxy-sand. It sterilizes instantly.
And is that a rinse? Oh, yeah, and I used to have to do one at a time and put them on my bottle tree. So I think I like this way better.
Yeah,
You know?
So this is going to fill up to that red line.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
And it'll stop there.
Yeah, it stops on its own.
Yep, if there's a lot of foam, it'll suck the foam out. And then pull it out quick.
Okay.
And that's all there is to filling.
Okay. Coming from there. I used to have to pay attention when I was doing this so I didn't overflow the bottle.
And when you're using the bottle filler.
Yes. When you're doing it yourself.
So it sucks the foam out.
Oh, that's
And
so
it just sits
awesome.
there.
Did you see that?
So out it comes. And in
Okay,
here,
this is the corker.
push down on the bottom.
Yeah, this is the
And
corker.
then it'll settle on the top. Put a cork in. It doesn't matter which way.
Okay.
And that screw hits that spring button.
Yeah.
And just push on the door until the cork stops.
Cool.
Wow. Down on there.
That's okay. Peel and stick. Oh, that's pretty.
That will get red hot.
That's the shrink wrap top.
You know, it'll get red hot when you put this in for 1, 2, 3 and back out.
That's
it'll be
it?
shrunk.
Wow. Oh, this is magic. Okay,
So
so
after that, it's straight into the box.
Blaine, is this where we get going?
Sure thing.
Okay, I'm gonna Uh-oh, it says employees only.
Yeah, duck under that chair. You're an employee now, you're hired.
This is VIP.
So here's all the wines that's in production. Of course, just like at home, they start in the pails. So,
Yeah.
Up top there for a few days and then, 10 days to 2 weeks. And then down the midsection.
Yeah.
And instead of, I wish it was set up to show you because it's really cool to watch. But at home how you have to degas the wine and you have to stir it. Well, here, after it started growing, we couldn't do that in a lot of time, right? There's too many carboys.
Right.
So we'd be sitting here till like 11 o'clock at night working on them. So we came up, we know that vacuum pumps will pull CO2 out of liquids. So my dad and I kind of came up with this rig here. So a couple of other stores use similar things too. They just kind of, hook them up themselves. So you buy a small vacuum pump that doesn't pull too heavy of a vacuum, and you hook it up to this system here. So this is a 12 system. So we can do anywhere up to 12 carboys at a time, because if I only need 11, then I can plug one of these off. But yesterday, these were stretched out along all the wines, and then when the pump was turned on for 4 hours, you can just see them all fizzing. It just pulls all the CO2 out for 4 hours. So I can get them all vacuum degassed in 4 hours while I'm doing something else. And that something else could be like once a week we filter, right? So this is a filter machine we use here.
Oh, wow.
So instead of just doing one wine at a time with a small filter, we stash in 10 pads. And then on a Tuesday morning, I'll start with all my whites. I'll have from my schedule of all the whites that's coming up for that week. I'll run them through, and then we move to blushes and then to reds, right? Sometimes we have to change the pads out, but we have a pressure gauge here too. So the pressure gauge will tell us if the pads are starting to get a little saturated, so then I can shut it down and change the pads before it does get saturated and start to leak or push sediment through. Yeah. So once they're filtered, they go down to the bottom level, and you can see there's some up front there.
Oh, yeah.
But in general, people are pretty happy to get their wine. So once they get to the bottom level and we call them, they usually come in within a couple of days and bottle them.
Yeah, I'll bet.
But they can sit there a little bit.
Especially when their wine rack is starting to look like mine.
Exactly, right? You might want to rush it a little quicker. Yeah, so that's most of it. It's, because of the HLC and that we are a licensed production facility, without having to pay liquor tax, we have to have it very well documented, right? So that they know that I'm not just making wine and then selling it to the public when they walk in, because that would be a taxable liquor in that case. So you can only do one or the other. So with not being taxable, we have to have these to show that this person has bought this wine and they've signed it. It has to be paid for. These invoices will match up with the carboy tax that are with the wines. The carboy tax will have notes on, for example, like on yours. It might have said something like, use only the 1 pack of bourbon flavor, save the 2nd pack for later. So we have that communication going. So then when Blaine takes out the wines to bottle them, or to have them bottled, then he'll see other notes too. If I haven't already talked to him, he'll pick it up on the carboy tab, right? So, they're all at varying different levels. Right now, I just finished stabilizing pretty well while you guys were in here. I was able to stabilize 10 to 12 wines.
Wow.
Because I already had them degassed. So it's just a matter of adding the right agents into clear it.
Very efficient.
Yeah.
Now, I'm telling you, I've been making wine with you guys, like buying wine from you guys, for I don't think quite 20 years, but getting close.
Long time, yeah.
I'm taking the retirement approach and attitude to making wine now.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
imagine around Christmas, you guys, or before Christmas, must be just crazy busy,
That's the
right?
busiest.
So this must be just completely
Yeah,
up.
it gets pretty full up and backed up
Well,
a little bit, right?
and I would think before summer, and I would think that weddings.
Yeah, we are in wedding season right now, so we've just done a wedding gala.
Yeah.
So we're starting to see the couples come in from that. Yeah, they can have their
Yeah.
wedding photos.
That's
and
so
they can do
cool.
the professional photos
Yeah.
and put them on the label.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything you want to say to people who haven't tried this yet?
Well, come on down. It's so easy and fun, as you know,
Yeah.
and it's a great price for 30 bottles of wine.
Oh.
In general, you're saving on each carboy, you're saving $90 in liquor tax on a carboy right now. So,
Yeah. Well, and I'm paying a fee that I didn't used to pay to have you to do it instead of me, and it's still more economical than
Yeah.
ever buying it yourself. And you know what else I find? I get maybe a little bit of a hangover or a headache if I even drink a bottle of regular store-bought wine now. And that's
Probably
because of the
level.
sulfites.
Yeah, most likely.
Yes.
It could be many things, but in most cases it's sulfite levels.
Yeah.
If you're fine with our wines
Yeah.
and not fine with the commercial ones, it's because of
Yeah.
the low sulfite levels in our wine. Well, it's a pleasure to have you guys as
Thank you.
always. I'm glad you converted over
Yeah.
to the in-store experience
Me
now.
too.
Yeah.
We had a blast.
We
It
get to
was
spend
so
more time
fun.
with you now. You're
I
in store
know.
buying. Yeah.
We had so much fun. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah. Okay, so we just finished making all that wine. That was a very quick and efficient and fun way to make wine this time. I just don't know why anyone would want to do it any other way. It's fun, right, Mike?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, let's go home.